Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dose of Success God's Way. This is Erin Harrigan, your Hustle with Heart coach, helping everyone attain results for total health through clean eating with Arbonne and helping entrepreneurs align results to God's truth. It is the last Monday in April. Can you even believe that? I have some rock stars starting their 30 Days to Healthy Living today, and I'm super excited to be coming to you guys this week with a short Bible study plan from the YouVersion Bible called Redefine the Grind. And so we're going to dig into what does grind mean to us as God-centered entrepreneurs? How do we redefine it in a godly way so that we can have godly diligence and discipline, so that we can have intentional and inspired action? Because remember that although God says, be still, cease striving, and know that I am God, that does not mean that we don't take action. Our action just has a different source, if you will. So let's dig in, because I got to get to DC this morning for some meetings. So this is what it says. We all have said embrace the daily grind, but what if our daily grind is not producing results immediately? So sometimes it feels like we're working so hard to push this boulder uphill and we're not seeing the fruit of our labor. And I want to challenge you about this idea of pushing the boulder uphill, because if you are doing things in alignment, in abiding with the Lord, as we've talked about from John 15:4, your work may be strenuous, but it should never feel like a chore because you're actually working for the Lord and his kingdom. I know that I have felt this way. I was corresponding with one of my coaching clients last night, and she was saying, you know, I feel like I'm really concerned about the numbers. And I said, of course, because it's almost month end for you. But you got to stop attaching that work and the outcome. Like you have to release that, and you have to go to the Lord and ask him, you know, what do you want me to be doing? Sometimes the daily grind is challenging, especially when you're not seeing the fruits of your labor right away. But here's what I think we have all wrong. And this is, again, going back to the definition of success God's way versus the world's way. Grinding and working and driving and striving means nothing in God's world, because he doesn't call us to grind and drive and strive. But when we're working, we've got to have a compass. You've got to have a GPS. A boat without a compass never reaches its destination, no matter how fast it can go, no matter how far it can sail. Your car can go anywhere if you've got a full tank of gas, but if you have no GPS to tell you what your destination is, if you have nothing to focus your path, you're going to end up anywhere. And that's the whole point of tuning into the Lord as we redefine this grind. The disciples could not perform miracles without following Jesus and his instructions. So we must have a plan for our work, and that plan starts and ends with God. So you start your day with him, asking for his direction and wisdom, and you end your day in gratitude and thanking him for where he's taken you that day. But you have to have a plan. I'm going to dig a little deeper into this idea of a plan, because I think often as entrepreneurs, especially if we're working from home, we're a little scattered all over the place. We're doing like 10 things at once. I want to talk to you about helping plan your week, putting some logical boundaries and steps in your plan so that your days flow more productively. Not necessarily productively that every single day somebody buys something or joins your team, but productively in that you feel like you're able to manage what you have and be effective for God's kingdom. So here's the question. Do you have a plan? Do you have a compass? Do you have a guide? We may say we're working hard, but if we're gaining no traction, are we truly working for the Lord? And the difference is between being persistent and progressive. So you can be persistent all day long, but are you making progress? And how are you defining what that progress looks like? So here are scriptures that go with this. The first one is Galatians 6:9, which I love. Let us not grow weary in doing what is good, because at the right time we will reap a harvest of blessings if we do not give up. So that's Galatians 6:9. And then in James 1, verse 12, God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. So how are you defining your grind? I don't particularly like the word grind, but how do you define what your day looks like, and how are you defining how you're using your time? So we're going to dig a little deeper into that this week, but thanks for tuning into the Daily Dose on this fabulous Monday, the last Monday of April. May is coming. This is exciting. We're about to enter the middle of the second quarter. So get down below and comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. Please feel free to share this with anyone you know. Get on over to Success God's Way. Join our community there. My weekly dose live is posted. I did that yesterday on responsible 2 versus responsible 4. And I also dropped episode 10 of the Hustle with Heart podcast. So be sure you subscribe to that on all the major YouTube, iTunes and Google Play, all the major podcast channels. And if you could use help walking this path of Success God's Way as an entrepreneur, or getting your health to its optimum level so that you can make the impact that God has called you to not bake, where's my head? Give me a chat. Let's have a conversation and see if the Hustle with Heart program is the right fit for you. I'd love to be able to be your coach, and I hope you guys have a great Monday. See ya.